When I'm through with you, when I'm through with you, oh my God, you will see.
What's up, y'all? It's your boy Kunle, and I'm at the track right now about to do a workout. I'll be doing 2 150s and then some bounds on the grass. Currently 96 degrees, but gonna get to it. I wanted to use this time to also tell y'all about some of the mistakes I've made as a college athlete coming in, and hopefully give you guys some advice on how you can do better and be more successful coming into college. Just did my warm-up lap. It wasn't as bad as I thought it would be, because I've been off for like 3.5 weeks. So I thought I'd be really tired, but it's not that bad. This is probably the most important thing I've learned since coming to college. And it was a realization I had towards the end of the season this year. And that is to trust your intuition. I know that kind of sounds basic, but hear me out. I was surrounded by experienced people, and they were giving me all this advice. It was coming from teammates, from coaches, and at some point I was getting advice from like 5 different people, and I was trying to implement all of it into my jumps, my running, everything. But what I was doing was just listening to them and not listening to what I know best, what's best for me. I changed my form in my running for jumps a lot, and that affected my jumps this past season. Towards the end of the season, I just started realizing, okay, hold up. Everybody that's been telling me this stuff, that's coming from their perspective. That's what works for them. Everybody comes in different shapes and sizes. I'm a taller dude, so I needed to find what works for me. And so once I started implementing what works for me, which is like, example would be just in my run up. In high school, I was doing like bounds in the first 4 steps for triple. And that worked really well for me because I was able to build up speed better. And when I came to college, some people were telling me I shouldn't bound, I should just go out right and start running. And that just threw off my whole run. And I never really got the hang of what they were telling me to do. So towards the end of the season, this past season, I went back to the bounding, and immediately I saw results in my jumps. I was able to build up speed better, and I was able to jump further. So trusting your intuition, trusting what works best for you. Now, of course, you're gonna have your coaches and your experienced coaches, your experienced teammates tell you that this will be better. Of course, you should look at that objectively and see, okay, I see where they're coming from, but is it right for me? If someone gives you advice, make sure you listen, but don't immediately take their advice and implement it into what you're doing, because it may not work for you. You're not obligated to follow what everybody says you should do, because you are your own person. You know what works for you, and deep inside, you know if something's wrong for you. So make sure you listen to your intuition. You'll know what works for you. It'll just feel right. It just comes naturally. So that's the biggest thing I'd say. What you eat is important. I really did think I had this on lock in high school because I was really good about my diet, especially senior year. And then when I came to college, I was introduced to eating halls and being able to eat as much as you want. And I remember like freshman year, I came in and I gained 15 pounds just off of eating and lifting weights. I was getting leaner, I wasn't really getting fatter, so it felt like it was good weight, but especially for the jumps. And I just think track and field in general, unless you're a thrower, lighter is better. Just watch what you eat, watch what you put in your body. It's important.
Boy, if you don't.
Alright, so my phone was overheating. It's so hot outside. So I came inside my car to use the AC to cool it down, but if y'all couldn't hear me. Don't put a timeline on your success. Everybody's different and how they perform and how they compete. Coming in and put in maybe a time or a number as soon as you get to college or the first meet or by the end of the season, it could be good to set goals and everything, but you never know when you're gonna actually start reaping the benefits of your training and getting results, because everybody's different. I know for me, I came in thinking that I would jump 53 feet freshman year, and that obviously did not happen. And I set myself up to do that every meet. Every meet I'd write a goal down at 53 feet, and then it wouldn't come, and I would just kill my confidence over and over again. I think the best way to go about it is just to go out and compete against yourself. Get better in some aspect. So if you walk away not learning anything and not PRing, that's when you fail a meet. So just make sure that every meet you take something away from it, whether it's a PR, whether it's learning something. I believe if you do that, you're gonna set yourself up for success. Time for a sprinting montage. I necessarily learned in college, I learned it in high school. And it was advice from former world record triple jump holder, Willie Banks. He told me at a track meet, the conscious mind can do 4 things perfectly at once. The subconscious mind can do 4 million things perfectly at once. Don't think, jump. So one of the biggest things that I regressed in was how to actually compete in college. Going back to trying to implement what everybody was telling me to do, when I was jumping, I would always be thinking about something. Instead of actually just going out and jumping to the best of my abilities, I was going out trying to execute what others were telling me to do. And this doesn't just go for jumps, it goes for sprinting as well. You don't get out the blocks and say, oh, drive, I gotta drive for 4 steps, stand up, I gotta, I forgot what the sprinters be doing. But you know what I mean. You don't think about that stuff. You gotta just do it. You gotta trust the training that you've had. So the time to think is during practice. That's when you're thinking, and then when you're at home, when you're doing nothing, just visualize what you wanna be doing. But when you're actually competing, that's where you turn your mind off and you just compete, you just go for it. And I didn't realize I wasn't doing that until the last few meets of my sophomore year this past season. And once I started doing that, I'm telling you, it's like a dog came out. I didn't even know what was going on. I was just jumping. And that's the funny thing, I was executing. I wasn't thinking. I was letting my subconscious mind take over and execute for me. So just remember that. Don't think, compete. Arms are crucial to jumping. Whether it's long jump, it's triple jump, arms are crucial, just as crucial as your position in your second phase or your third phase. Because your arms could either assist you in jumping or it can make it harder to jump. When I started triple jumping, I started with double arm, and my high school coach told me that I need to switch to something more productive that will help me jump. So I switched to a single, double, double. I'll insert a video. But basically what that meant was I was able to transfer the speed I brought in from my run up and carry it throughout the jump, all 3 of my phases. And for some reason I came to college and I just went back to double arm, and that was just slowing me down in all my phases. So again, towards the end of this past season, I switched to basically a single, double, double, and I was able to carry more speed throughout my jumps, and that resulted in better jumps. So arms are crucial. Again, find what works for you, but just know that the most productive way to bring speed throughout your jumps is to at least start with a single arm action, so you can carry your speed through. So another jumper advice, to be a jumper, you gotta be a sprinter first. With jumps, you can be boundy, you can do a lot of things, and there are people in the world who get away with just being bouncy, but I only really see that with like Cubans. I don't know what they be doing over there in Cuba, but basically, you want to be able to transfer all your speed throughout your jumps. So you need to have good sprint mechanics, and you need to be able to bring speed throughout the board. One thing I wish I did more, and I wish I would have communicated this to my coach more, was that I needed to sprint more than jumping. Because I came in, I knew relatively how to jump. I definitely needed a lot of work, and I've improved. But I think my speed was the biggest problem, and keeping me from going even further. going even further in my jumps. I'm not that fast. Honestly, I've never been that fast. I just kind of got far with like just being a strong person and being able to just get out of my phases. So the biggest thing that I think I need to work on is my speed. I think once I get more speed, that's when I'll be jumping humongous jumps, like over 54 feet plus, or like, what is that? Over 1650. Faster you are, the further you jump. So I know this next year and this summer, I'm just gonna be sprinting because that's the biggest thing that I need to work on. These past 2 years, I have improved my form significantly, so I don't need to work on jumps as much. At this point, it's just working on speed. This goes for long jump and triple jumpers. Make sure you're a sprinter before you're a jumper. All right, bound and done. I swear I forgot how to bound. I'm not carrying no speed, I'm just, yeah, I need to get back. I'm glad I made it back, today at least. It's getting real high. You're gonna fail before you succeed. And if you're anything like me, you're gonna fail a lot. I've always had this thing where it takes me a while to get stuff and get better at things, but once I do get it, I'm able to progress rapidly. So just know that everybody's on their different timelines. Going back, you're gonna be on your own timeline. Just trust the process and trust yourself. It is so nice out right now. All right, I got a bonus tip for y'all. This is mind blowing to me. I'm late to this. Red Bull gives you wings. Literally. Before a competition, anything, whether it's sprinting, and as long as you know your body, if it works for you, try it out, see if it works for you. But whether it's sprinting or jumping, drink a Red Bull, and oh my gosh, that energy you get. I know I'm late. I know probably everybody in history has, since Red Bull existed, has probably been doing this, but I don't know. I was using honey sticks before, then I switched to Red Bulls, and that gives you so much energy.
Red Bull.
All right, y'all. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you got something out of it. But I'm signing off. Stay up.